It has been almost 20 years to the day since Linkin Park delivered us Meteora, one of their best albums ever in the history of the band. And yet, today, we're about to listen to a brand new song that was never released on that album. Get ready to dip your toes in nostalgia, ladies and gentlemen. Sit back, relax, it's time to react.
It's showtime.
What is going on, YouTube universe? This is Zirra, and welcome to Zirra Reacts, the channel where we break down, interpret, and do whatever it is we have to do to videos on the internet. I'm not gonna lie, today was supposed to be something completely different, but when Linkin Park came out with that teaser saying, hey, we've got a song coming out that didn't make the Meteora album, and you guys now get to listen to it 20 years later, fuck, my hype levels went through the roof. There are very few bands in my life that has resonated so much with myself as Linkin Park as. I could probably count the amount of bands on one hand where when it comes to them producing music or putting music out, I was like that. I was straight onto it. Linkin Park was one of those bands, purely because as an awkward teenager, transitioning from an awkward 12-year-old to a more awkward 13-year-old, Linkin Park and Meteora especially was part of my musical awakening that really got me into, nu metal and heavy metal and all those, bands and sounds that I started really finding myself rooted into with music selection. And Linkin Park has been one of my favorite bands since. They just keep popping out fucking banger after banger, and Meteora, in my opinion, is the best album they've ever put out. People will probably come at me in the comments about that because they have done some other brilliant albums since Meteora, but I don't think anything lives up to Meteora's hype. I feel the biggest transgression with Meteora is its length, and a lot of people really came at the album hard because of how long it was, but I loved that fact. And they've got so many good songs on that album. You got Numb, you got Breaking the Habit, Somewhere I Belong, Faint. The list just keeps going on and on and on, and the fact that we now, almost 6 years after losing Chester Bennington, get to hear his voice again on something that we can class as new, it's going to hit me hard. I know it is. I've got goosebumps just talking about it right now. But without further ado, I don't want to waste any more of your time. Sit back, relax, get comfortable, do whatever you have to do to get into the zone, because we are about to witness Linkin Park's Lost. Oh, yes.
Just a scar somewhere down inside of me, something I cannot repair, even though it will always be. I pretend it isn't there. I'm trapped in yesterday, where the pain is all I know.
Oh, shit. Yes.
Living behind my own illusion, lost all my dignity, living inside my own confusion. But I'm tired, I will always be afraid of the damage I've received.
Oh, sorry, that brought a little bit more emotion out of me than I anticipated it would. That song hit me hard. It really did. And we'll get into reasons behind that within the breakdown section of this video, but it just feels so good hearing Chester's voice again. Even though it is something that they did 20 years ago, to have Linkin Park dropping what is in essence a brand new song with Chester's voice, it just took me back to being a 13-year-old kid again. It took me back to that awkward phase in my life where their music really resonated with myself on such a profound level, and getting to feel those emotions again 20 years down the track as a 30-year-old adult. Oh, fucking hell, that was so good. I don't think anything hits harder nostalgically to me when listening to bands than Chester screaming into a microphone. His screaming just cuts through you like a knife through butter. It's one of Linkin Park's signature tropes, and it sent chills up my spine hearing him break into the chorus for the first time of that song. It really did. But it is time for the breakdown, and if you are new to my channel, what the breakdown is in essence is the portion of the video where we sit back after taking something in and we try to pick it apart and make our own interpretations and discuss our opinions on what the song might be about. We talk about the song more in depth instrumentally and all that kind of stuff, but we don't only touch base on the song we've just listened to. We kick off the breakdown by looking at the previous reaction we did and offering you guys at home the chance to have your comments featured on a video that, you know, just gives us a platform to further discuss with one another and interact with one another. And the previous reaction we did was for Falling in Reverse's latest song, Watch the World Burn, which, if you haven't checked that out yet, go and do it. It fucking slaps so hard. And I really appreciate you guys coming through for that particular reaction, because mainly everything reaction based I have done, minus a couple of videos, has been for the warning. And seeing how well that video performed gives me hope that breaking away into different bands and different genres of music and doing different types of reactions are going to be a reward for myself, and that makes me feel better as a content creator. But before we move on, time to turn our attention to some of the comments that you guys left on that particular video. The first comment comes in from Connor Farms 7105, who said, "I've listened to so many bands. His voice is prissy. Video productions are the best ever." And I completely agree. When it comes to Ronnie Radke putting together his music videos and the production of the song itself, they're on a whole other level. They've become a hell of a lot more cinematic. They're more recent stuff, so Popular Monster, Zombified, Voices in My Head, Watch the World Burn, you know, even the remixes he did of songs like I'm Not a Vampire, they're really, you know, deep into storytelling and front a real dark theoretical story for you to undertake. But even Falling in Reverse's older stuff was really well done as well. Everything he's done tells a story so well. The next comment comes from Andy Paris 8751, who has an incredible wealth of knowledge about Falling in Reverse, which I really appreciate as a Falling in Reverse fan. And he said, "There's so much to unpack with this video. Like at the 1 minute and 17 second mark of this original music video, Ronnie's actual mugshot is displayed in the upper left corner on a TV screen that says Wanted. Ronnie Radke's lyrics are also pretty deep. For one example, at the part where it looks like Star Wars Force Awakens, he says, 'You know my history, it ain't a mystery, I put every enemy out of their misery,' and immediately after that line, you hear gunshots. Every time he mentions his history, talking about a real life situation, you probably already know this, but Ronnie actually went to jail and pleaded guilty for bringing a crew with him for a fight, and one of his people shot someone and they were convicted. So Ronnie is basically saying he'll do that again if you mess with him, which is insane to even say, because he's talking about real life shit. That's why he said, I have been to places that you never want to go, yeah. Because he went to jail and lost almost everything, especially his original band called Escape the Fate. When he got out of jail, he made Falling in Reverse, and that's just one example. Watching reaction videos is the closest way to experience a favourite song for the first time again, so thanks for your video. Thank you, Andy, for such an in-depth comment that gives a great backstory to Ronnie. I'm well aware of Ronnie's situation. I was a fan of Escape the Fate when he fronted that band. I was well aware of the inner workings of Falling in Reverse being created while he was in prison. And I've been a fan of Ronnie Radke's throughout that transitional period in time, and just love what he does, well and truly. Everything he does, whether it be, you know, his lyrics, his music production, his visual aids, and the metaphors that he uses both in the visuals of the cinematic themselves or through the way his lyrics are formed, are also masterfully crafted. I really feel Ronnie Radke is underappreciated in so many ways, and a lot of people have been coming at him for this song, and I don't fucking understand why. I really do not, because this song, fucking beautiful. The last comment for Watch the World Burn comes in from Grand Armory Harimi 2131. I hope I said that right. Just found your channel, bro, and I already like it. God reaction. Ronnie is one of the GOATs, and also your fan history background was wholesome. Keep it up, brother. I appreciate that a lot, and I really pride myself on sharing as much knowledge as I have within me when it comes to a band or a performer. So get a comment like this really confirms to me that I'm doing the right thing. I'm bringing as much as I can to you guys, and I appreciate that fact a lot. Now, the band of the moment, Linkin Park. This hit me, as I said, on such a emotional level. I had to wipe tears away multiple times, right at the start, right at the end. I think what's hit me so hard, and I think what's going to hit a lot of Linkin Park fans so hard as well, is when you listen to these lyrics, it paints a very foreshadowed future for Chester, knowing that unfortunately 6 years ago we lost Chester to suicide. And when you look at the lyrics and you look at the first verse, just a scar somewhere down inside me, something I cannot repair, even though it will always be, I pretend it isn't there. See, I'm stumbling over my words just reading it because it's still hitting me on that level. You know, the chorus, I'm lost in these memories, living behind my own illusion, lost all my dignity, living inside my own confusion. But I'm tired, I will always be afraid of the damage I've received, broken promises they made, and how blindly I believe. This song is about betrayal. It's about putting faith into somebody and having that faith broken, whether it be on the level of falling in love with somebody and having, you know, that love and trust broken. Link it to a friendship you've had. I've had friendships in my life that spanned a good portion of my life that I have lost, and those scars are really deep inside of me, and they still hurt. And having all of this hurt, and, you know, we're living in an age where mental illness is so incredibly, you know, at the forefront of a lot of people's lives, where you've got depression and anxiety and things like that playing into fact, and then you realize that this song was recorded for an album 20 years ago, and then, you know, 15 odd years after this album, Chester unfortunately just succumbed to his struggles and took his own life. This song hits you more profoundly, I feel, than if Chester was still alive and this song was done now, or if this song had been released with Meteora when it first came out compared to release now, and whether this song has been released to mark the 20-year anniversary of the album, or whether the band felt that, you know, having been a few years now since Chester passed, it's time to share this song with the world, with the Linkin Park fans. It's something that I am so thankful that I got to hear. Hearing Chester's voice once again with something that I haven't heard before just brought so much out of me. and it makes us realize that we're all human, and you know, we all deal with different situations in life, and we all walk different paths in life. You got to tell me what you guys think. The comments are open. Let me know your interpretations, your thoughts, your opinions on this track. I would love to have a conversation about it, because I feel this song presents a lot of opportunity for Linkin Park's fan base and the wider, you know, audience as well, whether they're not Linkin Park fans or they are, to have a discussion about, you know, songs that drag out this raw emotion out of you. This was really well done. I cannot understate it enough. I love this song. I really do. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button down below. Be sure to subscribe if you are new, which at the point of this video being recorded, we just cracked 200 subscribers. So thank you guys very much for getting on board. If you want to check out any other reactions, I've got plenty that I've already done, so feel free to go check those out. And make sure you hit that notification bell, so when I go live in future with a new video, you guys get that ring-a-ding-ding to let you know it's going down. But that's it from me, guys. I'm out of here, and as always, I will catch you guys next time.